It's so
All,
good.
all right, you grasshoppers. It is the most important hour of the week nationwide, maybe worldwide now. Great Rich Gabberty. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
Good, real good. So we'll talk about my day yesterday a little bit, but just so everybody knows, this is Rich Gabberty, in case you have not seen the show before that we do. Again, great man, really, and I mean that very seriously. Coached with him with the Mariners, Westchester Mariners, many years ago. Fantastic body on him. He likes to show it off all the time by taking his shirt off on the bench. Well done, man. And he and I had not lost touch with each other for many years, and we both kind of got in that, we got in that same world, the mental health world.
We're in it.
Motivating people. He's a fan. He's done so many things for kids before he got into this whole mental health thing with coaching the kids too. So how things are good?
Yeah, things are fantastic. Everything's great. This is our therapy hour. I look forward to this now. I really do. It's like, oh my God.
I do have good news. I do have good news to report. No ladders were thrown during the last week. And no yelling at the dogs.
Let me tell you. And obviously you really don't look at anything I send you because I made a great commercial and I'm going to post it. I'm posting it right after this.
That's when we're holding the ladder.
We have, well, that's part of it. Me and but the how it starts is it's the two of us like this.
Right.
And then immediately there's a barking dog. All right. A little barking dog, which is, and the voiceover on the barking dog says, we're all disgusted in the condo complex about this barking dog and the issues. Anyway, you'll have to see it because it's excellent.
So I saw the one, like the ladder. I guess I didn't open it. I thought it must be a picture.
Yeah, that's all right. It's fine. It's
busy,
trending. It's trending on a lot of. It's going to be all over the place. Instagram, TikTok.
I'm busy, people are flying in from all over the world to go video me in the morning. So.
No, it's amazing. Yeah, you know what? The interesting thing about that is you sold all your friends out because yes, there was some guy at 343. Okay, that you posted at 353. Okay, and then interestingly enough. There was no good morning video with the Todd's Point yesterday.
Yes. Well, we were busy. We were busy doing the shoot so much. Yeah, I know. I felt bad.
I'm not the only guy who feels bad about it. There's about 9 other guys that you send that to.
Oh, 900, maybe 9,000.
No, there's 9.
I actually did feel bad about that because I just couldn't find time to get it done. But the film crew, they were great. So the one guy was this Ryan Phillips, and then the female was this Cielo. English was her last name. Fantastic, really positive people. You'd love them. Really, she's really knowledgeable about how the mind works into yoga, meditation, hypnosis, all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of fun dealing with them. I had to kick them out. They were here for about 12 hours, but again, they got here at 3 a.m. Did the whole wake up thing at 3:30 out for the video. Then we went to the gym. So yeah, we put. Ryan Phillips, great guy too. He was a hockey player. Just a really interesting story, really a fascinating story. He got a concussion, had to quit. Then later on in life, he was having some issues, and they diagnosed him as being bipolar. And so he was doing all these things to raise money for bipolar. I guess there's a bipolar magazine or whatever it is, and he was on the cover of it. And then they found out that he was not bipolar, that he had suffered from CTE from the concussions he had.
Sure. Yeah.
He also got tied up. He moved down he's from Vancouver, went down to, I don't know how he got down to Washington State and started selling pot. Was making millions of dollars selling pot and ultimately got caught coming across the border and spent like 1.5 years in jail for it.
Oh, God.
So he's cleaned up his life now, got to realize how bad, he was putting his parents in a bad spot, because he's dealing with some shady characters, obviously.
You think?
Yeah, no kidding. He was telling some stories about some stuff that happened to him and get a gun put to his head. But he's really the video, the package they're putting together, the show that's going to be on Amazon Prime that I was part of. It's called True Redemption. So it's about not just him, but other people, mainly well-known people. Theron Fleury, they kind of gone through a tough time in their life, and so it's pretty cool. It's very cool to be a part of it.
Yeah, anytime you could, it's a positive. It really is. I mean,
yeah.
So it's not a life sentence if you get yourself in a jam. I mean, the message there is you could change.
Yes, totally. Yep. And he, he's still got some mental health issues with the concussion, the CTE, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was really good to deal with him because my life is very regimented, obviously. So he has to be very regimented in his life. So it's kind of like he was trying to learn a little bit from the stuff that I do. So it's a great day. It's a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's discipline, right? We talked about it. We talked about it in one of the past shows. It's all about discipline, really. You get discipline in your life, and that's going to help you out.
Yeah, right. Even like if you want to lose weight or something, for example, you can't. I shouldn't say can't, but it's harder to just be disciplined and say, okay, when I sit down at the dinner table, I'm going to have discipline. If you've got discipline in all your life, that just is part of your life, right? So that it just carries over to the diet. That's how I believe it.
Well, I mean, that's behavior change, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's changing your behavior. And I think in reading it and the science of that, one of the bigger things is really a person's belief in their ability to change is critical. So you have to believe that you could do it.
Yeah.
As corny as that might sound, but you have to believe that it's going to work, that you can do it.
Yeah. And the only thing it really is, I know it's like you tell yourself all these things, but I've learned, I know you know the stuff probably better than I do, or you do know it better than I do. That subconscious mind, right? Like what you tell yourself, like the thoughts that you put into your mind.
Oh,
really
so
like,
it's so important. It's so important. It really is. I mean, that for me, I mean, I've just been looking into it since the pandemic started, really in earnest, and taking courses on it and studying and listening to all of these wizards, scientists, and it's helped me. It really has, because that doesn't mean that at 2 o'clock in the morning, if I wake up, negative thoughts are right there. They're probably the ones that wake you up, but you just have to identify them, and then try to swap them out. Get rid of them. And when all else fails, I'll get up and I'll turn on the motivational stuff that I like to look at.
Yeah, is it true, right? Because like as much as you and I are like confident men, and I mean that in a very positive way, sometimes when you get in a group of other people like type A personalities, I mean, you were hanging out with Ringo Starr the other day, right? Your tendency sometimes is to think, oh, geez, these guys are better than I am, or something like that. Maybe that immediate little rush that comes across you, and then that's where that training comes, that mental training comes in to say, no, they're great, they're fantastic people. That doesn't mean they're better than me, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't feel that way around artists. I mean, even due to COVID, you don't really get close to Ringo. But he's on tour. He's 82 years old. So he's 82. He's on tour. He doesn't do it for the money. I mean, they fly around in their own jet all the time. They're not playing humongous stadiums. They're playing 8,000 seat venues. He has 7 guys in the band. Each one of them is a star in their own right. And the thing is, though, he's all about peace and love. So he's all about peace and love. He's all about positivity. He believes it. He's a great guy. He's a vegan. He doesn't drink. He's a vegan. He's 82 years old, Tom. Yeah. The guy at the end of a 2.5-hour show is doing jumping jacks.
Is that right? That's awesome.
And there wasn't a bit of, you couldn't tell how old he was. He's just a phenomenal, very, very inspirational. He's the whole band, that whole show, they play every night. If you look at, they're going across Canada, they're playing every night. I counted 9 nights in a row that they're going to be playing. That's crazy.
And again, he does not have to do it for financial reasons.
No. He loves it. He loves it. It keeps him alive, whatever, however you want to describe it. I can't get into his head because he's just a cool dude.
Right.
And my buddy.
How do you know him? From the Aerosmith days?
Well, my buddy Donnie, who's a retired trooper up in Boston, he came and worked with Aerosmith in the 90s and worked with them after I stopped. So he's been with Aerosmith forever. And then he's just such a squared away guy. He's the guy I go out, it's his plane that we go up in, that little RV-12. He's squared away, great guy, a lot of fun. But he's no nonsense when it comes to tour managing and security and all of that stuff. He's really good at it. And so it's a small community, the music community. And he then hooked up with Ringo. He knew a manager or somebody in the crew, and Ringo brought him aboard, and now he's touring with him. So he told me I'm going to be at the Hard Rock in Hollywood.
I knew this was going to happen. Knew it was going to happen. Right? You're going to say, yes, George. I promise you I will. I've been a little busy, but I promise you it's an important thing I want to do.
Yeah. She's holding me to it. She doesn't believe. Yeah. Thanks.
But no, what she says there, I still believe. And then maybe she's trying that mind game, like to get me to really, like she says she believes it's going to happen.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with screwing around with her, because she's all about the mind and the brain.
It's funny. A buddy of mine, Walt Kyle, who coached, I played with at Northern Michigan University. He coached in junior hockey, NHL. He's an assistant coach. He's in the agent business actually now too. So he got inducted into the Hall of Fame up in Northern Michigan recently, and he did his speech, and he told a story about, and I didn't realize I was this mad, but he told a story about how I was the captain of the team, And when he came to the team, he was a great leader and everything. He transferred from Boston College. Great leader, like a really hardworking guy. So he was going to be named as captain as well. And Coach Rick Conley called him into his office. Supposedly, I did not know this, and said, "Listen, without question, Tom Laidlaw is the leader of the team, but I want you to watch Tom and follow Tom, because he's a little bit on the edge sometimes." And so I guess a couple of days after that happened, we'd gone into a bar on a Friday night, and there was a Air Force base close by. So apparently I got in a little bit of a ruckus with some of the Air Force guys in the bar.
Oh, God.
And everybody jumped in. The whole team jumped in. And Coach heard about it. So he calls Walt into the office on Saturday morning, late 7 in the morning, and says, "What happened? I told you to take care of Tom." He says, "Listen, you told me to follow him. You told me to support him. I did that." He said, "But as far as anybody leading that guy, it is just not going to happen." He says, and he says this in his acceptance speech. His brother sent me the video of it. And I just didn't realize how stubborn I am with stuff. I'm getting better at that. But it's,
Thank God. Yeah, you are stubborn. Well, you have to listen. It's your idea to do it with her. Okay.
Yes.
It was your idea. You said to me, "Oh, wait."
She's using some. Yes.
Subliminal persuasion. There you go. Look at that. She's probably had a session right now too. She's just about to go.
Which I do. I do. And the thing is, I really do believe in that. I think I told you.
It works.
Yeah, I know. It calms you down, it controls your heart rate and everything. Yeah.
All of it works. It really does. I think the thing that saves you, only because I can relate to it, is we have humor. So we could be really mad and you never know if you're mad or not, because you got a smile on your face, right? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're laughing at the guy saying, "Really?
Sure you want to do this?"
Yeah, this sure is. This is what you want to do. And that's why you threw a stepladder down the.
Oh, I know. I wonder if I did have a smile on my face when I did that, because it felt pretty good.
Well, at some point, whether it was during or after, I'm sure you had a smile.
Yeah, totally.
It was funny though, because so Ringo was in Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, basically. Fort Lauderdale. He played at the Hard Rock. So I go to the show. Great show, fantastic. And then afterwards, the next morning, I go to have breakfast, and the place I'm having breakfast, I see a ladder, step ladder.
Oh, is that right?
So I picked
a picture of it.
And I sent you the picture of it. So I picked it up, right? And sure enough, there was a guy like our size, an older guy, and he just goes, "Hey," he goes, "You ever think? Do you ever throw those around?" I go, "No." I said, "That's why I'm taking the picture." I said, "A friend of mine did last week. He threw it down the hill and it bounced." He goes, "Yeah, I love when that happens."
Oh, is that right? He said,
I swear to God, he was like, "Great." He says, "I'm right there with you guys."
Oh, that's funny.
Pretty funny.
It's the guy mentality, right?
Yeah, it is.
That makes sense to do that, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that was bravo.
That is funny. I had so in this part of the film crew yesterday, my neighbor is a videographer, really nice guy, Eric Swain. Great guy. He's actually very interesting because he taught himself by watching YouTube videos how to edit his film. And it isn't just like editing that we do. It's like really complicated stuff.
Right.
Very interesting guy. So he came over, and again, he lives in the complex, and I hadn't seen him in a while. So he said, "What do you think of those dogs barking?" And he goes, "Oh, my God, he's mad."
Is that what he said? Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. So I'm glad it's not just me. It's like other people are aggravated by it too.
Well, yeah, it's annoying as hell.
Oh, so I was driving out to the complex the other day, and all the women, there's like 5 or 6 of them that have the small dogs that bark, were all together on the corner.
Oh, my God.
Now I'm driving by, and I said, "Okay, so I would only, be the man about it. Just wave, say hello." And they're all, well, a couple of them waved goodbye, but a couple were throwing darts at me too.
A couple were like this. You're that guy, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
You've become that guy.
I know, it's not good. Dory, I see many repeat breathers. I see some people 3 times a week. Breath work is amazing. Dory, I agree completely, and I'm on board. I can't promise when I'll call.
Oh, here we go. Stop. This is overwhelming now. This is trying to take over my life here.
It's one of those things that I know I need to do. It's going to benefit me. But again, that stubbornness comes into me that I just like, okay, I'll get there. Yeah, I know.
Just do it. Don't be afraid. Put one step in front of the other. Yeah. Believe it'll work, and it'll.
Yes, I know, and I do. That's the thing.
It'll change your life.
Hey, Bill, leave Dory alone.
Oh, hi, Dory. Hey, Bill, why don't you get some Brett work done?
Yes.
William could use the Brett work.
Yeah. Yes, he could. Yeah, he's got a real temper too. He's always picking on me. He's got no empathy towards me or sympathy whatsoever. He's just constantly.
Does he come to any of the events?
No, we don't let him. No, we have security there. Yeah, we have security there.
Security. Now, wait. While we're talking about it, didn't you do something? You went to the golf tournament.
Yes, we had the golf tournament. Yes.
What's that about?
Very good. So every year they missed the last couple of years because of the pandemic.
Right.
They have the Ranger Alumni Golf Tournament.
Yep.
Big event. So the current team, they've had it during the pandemic, but the current team could not show up because of the COVID. Right. So everybody was there yesterday. all the players were there. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Barry Beck was back in town.
Oh, no way. Fantastic.
So we had a great day for it. We sat down to have dinner, and just the deluge of rain came in. We were sitting outside. A beautiful Westchester Country Club, beautiful event. Nice. So the rain came in. Yeah, they had a guy there singing by himself. So he had all the equipment, the electronic equipment and everything. So you're familiar with that stuff. So
yeah,
I felt bad for the guy. He's trying to scramble to get out of the rain. So I'm taking help. It's a big crowd of people. And so I grabbing his iPad and all this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, geez, I think I'm trying to steal his iPad or something. So I kept saying, just, I've got your iPad. I'm not taking it. So.
That's great. You got it. So you and Bubba, huh?
Bubba was good to see him. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's aged a little bit, but he's a fun guy. Like he was a great teammate.
Yeah.
The days where he was on, like funny, like he was a funny man too. We were joking around. There was during warm up, like again, he's like that little kid, and I mean that in a very good way. During warm ups, sometimes he'd come running over to me and try to like body check each other, because we were supposed to be like 2 players in the team. And one time he came over to me, and I guess he didn't expect me to like bump back,
brace up,
knocked him on his ass. But he was dying laughing. I mean, he went down and he thought it was hilarious. So
oh my God. Now he had some adversity too with one of his sons passed away.
So he went through a tough period of time there. Obviously he was close to Mark Pavlich when all that stuff was going on.
Yes. Very supportive of him. Correct.
Yes, he was. Yes. And ultimately, Mark had to do it himself. He had, because he's an adult, he had to call the Alumni Association, and they were great too. Glenn Healy, who runs the association, I played with in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. They were great to get him, legal help. Because he was he's incarcerated at the time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately he took his own life. And then Barry's son, he got murdered. So,
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, and the whole situation, it was like back to back, and Barry was over in Hong Kong. And, yeah,
that's right. He's actually, one of the things he does there is he coaches hockey.
Yes, I think he's done with that now, but that's what he had done for several years. Yeah, like he really ran the hockey program over there. So
that's awesome. Good stuff. All right, so that was it. There was no skating this weekend for you with the little kids?
No, I've got a thing I've got to go to tomorrow. It's as you know, it's a Hispanic Heritage Month, so I'm going down to the Bronx. Rangers have me going down to the Bronx, some event.
Where in the Bronx?
Let me tell you, that's good. I just got the text on that.
Tom Laidlaw going to the Bronx.
Yes, Highbridge Green School.
Oh, okay.
200 West 167th Street, the Bronx.
Oh, that's near the might be near the Armory off of Fordham Road.
Yeah. And then it's near Yankee Stadium too, right? In that area.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, cool.
Fun. Good. And that'll be the floorball thing. They take out the floorballs and they bring.
Yeah, and they do it outside and everything. Yeah, that's fun. I've done
love it.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's one of those things that these kids probably have never touched a hockey stick at all before. Most of them. So at first they're a little bit hesitant, but then once they get going, feeling good about it, they get the full sweat going, running around. So they're good. Our little buddy Pete, the little midget there.
I was just going to ask you about it, Mr. Positivity. Peachy and Tempo.
Yes, he's usually at those events.
That's great.
So we give him a hard time with everything. He's a fantastic guy. Former police officer. You were talking about what the stuff he did and how dangerous it was.
Oh my God, he's something else. He's so enthusiastic though.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's hard not to get it's hard not to get into the event with him.
Yes, you know what? And he's gotten better and better at being very like a real motivational speaker too. So like we did the thing in Yonkers where we were teaching the teachers, the high school teachers, and he was really complimentary to where they was telling them they're the heroes. They're teaching the kids all this stuff. So yeah, it's good. I was actually listening to him. I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
He knows it. He's been listening. He's got it. He's got the verbiage. He's got the verbiage.
He did something with the cologne he wears. So I mean, oh my God.
I can't attest to that. No offense. I'm not getting that close to Pete.
That's the thing. You don't have to get close to him. And just be in the same like mile radius. It's like Oda pizza. Oda pizza.
Yeah. I'm very light. In the music business, they used to wear patchouli. I don't know if you ever smelled patchouli, but that's just nauseating.
Oh, is that right?
And oh my God, everybody, the guys in the band, they would wear this patchouli, and that was just overwhelming. I don't even remember what.
Are you a cologne guy? Do you wear cologne?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
No, I bucked the trend. I bucked the Italian trend of like heavy cologne and the gold jewelry and the.
I know, right?
No, I don't do any of that.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to cologne before in the past, but. Man.
I believe in like showering every day, 2 or 3 times.
How about somebody has cologne on from the night before and they come in the gym in the morning, they still get the cologne smell.
Oh yeah, that's no good. A little cologne, a cigar, some cologne, and then you go to the gym and that's the guy who's going to spot your chest.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's leaning over. Oh, God,
no, thank you. Who needs it? Yeah. That's funny. The thing about the kids, I've I've been doing a lot of reading on because what I wish I had known back when I was parenting, and what you could do today, and that filter with this, 0 to 7 years old, and what you tell those kids, make sure it's laced with positivity.
Yeah.
And there's also now a train of thought, which I found very interesting, is that they're recommending that parents ask their kids at the end of their day. So when at the dinner table, first off, it's important that if you could eat together as a unit, that would be great, right?
Yeah.
But whoever's around the kids, ask them what happened positive to them during the day.
I think you mentioned that. That's right. Too.
Yeah, and ask them what happened positive, and that's a great thing, because now you're getting them to strive to see the good in every day. Let's say,
right.
even though, as opposed to what happened today. What happened? Did you have a bad day? You look like you had a bad day.
I know.
Instead of focusing on that, just ask them what happened today that was good.
That's brilliant.
And, and it's a pretty good idea. And I see also a lot of teachers now. A couple of the other things that you do with kids that I thought was really pretty smart is they have a mirror in the classroom, and the kid stands in front of the mirror and he says positive affirmations to himself, and the teacher videos it and then sends them a video of it at home. Right. And I think that's brilliant too. All of that, so, and you guys, I know that when Pete, or certainly you or Adam, whenever Adam Graves is around, I mean, he knows that verbiage down pat. It's almost like he's reading a script, how positive that guy is. But, you know what? It's great the way you guys, no matter what these kids do, you go, oh, that's good job. I like the effort. Meanwhile, the poor kid can't even stand. But it's important, because it really, other than that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, totally. I think I've told you the story. When I was a kid, probably like 10 or 11 years old, I went to a hockey camp during the summer. Yeah. And there's obviously these other instructors don't know who we all are. They don't know our names or everything. So I had a jersey on. I can't remember, like it was a team sponsor from my team the year before. I think it was Arrowway or something like that. Some company. And so we're doing a drill, like a defensive drill. And I guess I did whatever it was. I did it properly, or else he wanted to encourage me. I'll never forget how he yelled at me. He goes, Arrowway, great job. He yells at me. And to this day, I can remember that, the feeling of when he said that to me was like,
right.
Wow, I felt so good about myself. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I remember a coach commending me at, whatever the reason was. And it was out of left field. I had done some little thing, not even something important. And, I can remember that also. It's funny. Yeah. What do you got? When I see you,
Dory's.
She's still on, huh?
I know. Yeah. We can't get rid of her.
What the hell's going on?
Oh, sorry, Dory. I didn't say that. Do that every day. They face lights.
Oh, when you talk to your kids, yeah. But you make mac and cheese every day for them. Yeah. They're 13 years old.
Great mac and cheese, right? There's our friend here too.
Oh, here we go.
Scientists like Bruce Lipton support the theory of positive. Yeah. And it can't be confused. Like sometimes especially the old school guys. Well, I was like that in the past too. Oh, you can't be babying these kids. You got to kick them in the rear end sometimes. There's a difference, right? It's like you can still help them adjust things and make mistakes, really correct those mistakes, but do it in a positive way. Like, okay, right. Listen, in this play, maybe you should have done this differently, but you know what? Fantastic effort. You're playing great out here. Like, love coaching, all that stuff. Yeah.
It's funny you say that, and this is becoming a little hockey oriented, but all around positivity is the way I look at it. I spoke to USA Hockey.
Sorry, Rich, I hate to do this, but we have to straighten something out. Ira, settle down.
Wait, isn't Ira married?
I don't know. He's married to himself, I think. I don't know.
Is that it? Yeah, Dory, will you marry me?
So let's get back to the story. I do not. I've heard his name, Alicia, but I can't say that I'm really familiar with it.
Are you questioning Tom now? Bruce Lipton, he owns Lipton Soup. Okay, he's part of the Lipton Soup Company Foundation, and they make a fantastic chicken broth. Okay, now, I don't know if they
little too much.
Actually, one of them is. She'll probably know the answer to all of this stuff, but Lipton has soup, a company, but Bruce Lipton is somebody who has been around this positivity and espousing it for, I don't know, 20, probably 30 years. Still around, still talking about it. And yeah, positive affirmations. I mean, look, it works. Yeah. All of that. I thought it was hokey. There was a guy on Saturday Night Live that used to look in a mirror and make fun of all of that stuff.
Right.
And it was, but it works, right?
So, are you saying that he's not part
okay. So he's not Lipton Soup. Okay.
Oh,
all right. I'm sorry. No, Bruce.
I would have gone with it.
Yeah. No.
See, I believe in you so much. If you say it, then it's
Well, no, Bruce Lipton, he could be. No,
Yeah.
Bruce Lipton, if you'd be so kind as maybe to put it on the Facebook or YouTube page or something in the comments section, his website, so that people
Right.
interested could find out all about Bruce.
Definitely.
That would be fantastic. So
Bruce
now we're
Lipton.
getting chirped by Alicia and Dory. So
I know.
this,
And
you know what, you kind of it makes you miss Barry and Ira and William a little bit.
Yeah.
and their chirps. Which
Yeah,
are
Liz
more,
just kind of turned on me there, right? She's turned on
yeah,
both of
we're
us.
getting a lot of people that are
BruceLipton.com.
Yeah. You're always one mistake away from a fight with these women. That's the problem.
Expect
All right,
perfection.
BruceLipton.com. There we go. Let's go. We'll talk about him exclusively. Matter of fact, he's been trying to call in on the show. We'll try to figure that out. Diane will figure that out for us and have Bruce Lipton call in next week.
So we were talking yesterday to this group that was here about the cold showers and everything, and obviously they mentioned the same doctor that you reference all the time.
Oh, Wim Hof.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the only guy in the world who didn't know
Wim Hof. Well, Wim Hof is I don't think he's a doctor. We could ask the resident encyclopedia there and see what goes on with that. But Wim Hof, I think there was some tragedy involved, like his family, something happened to his family, and that threw him into bad depression. And from that depression, he saw that he could shock his system by introducing the cold into it. And he takes it next level. He really, and once again, our fact checker could verify what I'm about to say. I believe that he took a bunch of fellers in t-shirts and shorts, and they climbed Mount Everest.
T-shirts and shorts?
Yeah, to overcome the elements.
Thank God.
Oh, thank God. Oh, so I'm 1 for 3, which in baseball isn't bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. 1 for 3.
Also, you're making like $40 million a year doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or if you're Judd, right? If you're Aaron Judge,
the Yankees cannot let him go. There's just no possible way. Doesn't he write his own ticket?
That would go against everything that this organization has ever done, which is overpay for people. That if you can't keep this guy, I mean, look at they gave people $500 million contracts or took over $500 million contracts. Not that was, not that a guy like A-Rod wasn't a bad player, but this kid, homegrown.
People are aware, Aaron Judge, who's hit 60 home runs, he'll be MVP probably this year in Major League Baseball, right? So they were trying to get a contract done before the year. He said, no, if it's not done before the year, I'm not negotiating during the season. Now he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. I mean, you can't. I mean, I know he can just write his own ticket, basically, right?
Yeah, he could theoretically walk on them, and that would be a sin.
Yeah.
But in the overall scheme of what's going on in this world, it would be par for the course, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With all the crazy stuff that goes on.
The golfers over there that live tour.
Yeah. Well, I just mean even the politics of everything or the COVID or anything, just anything and everything is a little out of whack, which is why this show is so important to people, because we are consistent. We're consistently two guys dedicated to having a good time and trying to make some sense of all of this.
Positive. Just be positive. Yes.
Yep. Exactly.
Keep moving. Be positive.
Yep.
Yeah, like help other people too. I just feel like it's, to me, it's selfish. I think you're the same way. When you help other people, obviously, yes, you're helping them with whatever you're doing, but I just think you get so much stronger and feel better about yourself when you're helping people too.
100%. But I feel I didn't really find that out as much as I have recently.
Totally. Yep.
When people are actually, because people are more apt now to thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it true? Like you're walking down, like, I walk at the Todd's Point all the time, and a lot of people get the head down all the time. And hey, how you doing? I'm loud and everything. So now they're used to it. So they kind of look forward to it. One woman actually said to me the other day, like, who are you? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's fun. It
really is fantastic. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So first, Ira, can someone be too far gone? I'm asking for a friend. Ira, we have to talk privately, okay? Let's talk privately.
Oh my God, he's the best.
Ira is very funny. We give Ira a hard time, but he's got a great sense of humor and kind of throws himself under the bus sometimes too.
Which is good.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, he's strong. He's a strong enough man. He can handle it. So, so why do I? What's the psychological reason behind the fact that I do not like golf at all? Is it a patience thing? I think it's a patience thing with me.
It's got to be patience, and also it's a game that you can't master that easily, can you?
Yeah, I know.
Huh? It's not. You know what I mean? In other words, in order to be good at golf, you have to play golf. There are very few guys that just walk up there and they're naturals for 18 holes.
I know.
You could get a good shot in. Lower your expectations. In other words, have a good time. You're out. You're walking in nature. You're having a good time. You're attaching too much of your ego to the success.
Could be.
So then look for that. You must have hit the ball once in 18 holes. Pretty good.
Yeah. No, I didn't golf when I went to the golf tournament the other day with the Rangers. I rode around the golf cart and gave everybody a hard time.
Oh, so that's even better.
That's what I have to do now. Yeah, and it's true. It's actually very nice. You're right. Nice summer, nice breezy day. It was beautiful. Great golf course. So yeah, that's good.
Westchester Country Club is a nice place.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, that's a nice course. And no, I just go out there and have a good time. I bring about 100 balls.
Yeah.
No baloney. I bring like a whole bucket of balls, and I don't look for any of them when I miss hit. And if they want to play for money, I'll just give everybody $20 because I lost. I'm having a good time. It's nice out there. Yeah. You go to the beach.
Yeah.
Right. You hit the sand. You get in the sand. You're in the forest.
Yeah.
What the hell's the big deal?
Yeah,
right?
I know. It's funny. Fun. A few years ago, this group I played with, fun bunch of guys. Some of them were smaller little guys, the financial guys. Not that all financial guys are small. I didn't mean that. And I had not hit the ball all day long. And they said, "Tom, can you please just take one putt for us?" Nice. So it was like about a 30-foot putt. So I thought, did I tell you the story? I can't remember. I was being real cocky and everything like that. Okay, now here's what you do. You line it up. You don't overthink this thing. You grab the putter and hit it.
Yeah.
Which I did. So it goes right in the hole.
No way. And then don't hit another one again.
Yeah, that's it. I quit. But the funny thing was now I'm running around. I'm hooting and hawing, and everything. And I'm going to chest bump this one small guy. So I'm running towards him. And the look in his face was just like that. His eyeballs lit up. I'm like, no. That's my stuff there.
Oh, my God. That's awesome. Yeah. So, listen, golf has its purpose, though.
Yeah.
You meet a lot of people.
No, that's true. Yes.
It's good for business.
Yeah, it really is. I've met a lot of great people, business people, just friends or business, everything. Yeah.
A lot of the kids that I coach, actually, one of their jobs for the companies they end up working for is to go play golf because they're that good at golf.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a great way to entertain clients of me too, right?
Yeah.
They go with a good golfer. Yeah.
I think actually, rest his soul, Clark Gillies, I think was a good golfer.
Yes.
Okay. And one of the things with him was that I think he had an insurance company or something like that. And he would play golf with the clients and they loved it.
Right.
So it was like they got 2 for 1. They got an NHL legend and they got a guy who plays golf and he got an insurance client.
Right.
So
and he's got a great personality, right? Excuse me, had a great personality too. Yeah, fun guy. They just named a rink in Dix Hills. I think they named the rink after Clark Gillies, just like in the
that's awesome.
3 weeks. Yeah. A buddy of mine, actually the guy's writing my book, David Siegerman, was out there with his son at a game. So he sent me a picture. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, yeah, it's amazing that the Islanders won four Stanley Cups in a row in the early 80s, and on the island, the difference they made on Long Island itself, but yet in the tri-state area, it's not really talked about as much as what a feat that was back then.
Steve Webb, so we played an alumni game against the Islanders a few months ago, and Steve Webb was there, and he was saying it was right after Clark had passed away. And he was saying how much of a big loss it was going to be for the alumni because he played such a big role, going to the community. So
yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. Let's just jump in here again. I can't. And not Tony.
I don't know. Okay, Tony.
So now we can pick on Alicia a little bit. Like
Alicia. No, she's talking in tongues now. Obviously.
Oh, is that what it is? So
it must be. Who knows? I have no idea what they're doing. Dory is obviously breathing right now. She left us. So all these women are.
Yeah, I can't wait to do the breathing. So do we do it online, like the breathing? So we
do it, online. No, she comes over your house. Yeah, she's gonna fly into Connecticut. Pick her up at the county airport.
No,
she'll be on JetBlue flight 1182.
It's on Zoom. It's on Zoom, correct?
Yeah, it's on Zoom.
Zoom call.
Yeah, it's a Zoom call. It's very easy. There's music. Yeah.
Is she going to reprimand me if I don't do it properly? Does she yell at me or anything like that?
I don't know if she's into that schoolgirl, get that role playing. I don't know how that works. I mean, she's just going to be the breathwork facilitator. You're going to breathe.
Oh God.
And just follow the breath track. Don't go by. Don't revert. Oh, here we go via Zoom.
Yeah.
I see. She's giving you. Yeah, she snuck in. It's bad. See, I have to get Facebook so I can see. I have to get Facebook on my laptop here next show so I can see who's chirping you and help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, we might be
Unbelievable.
we were a little sensitive today, you and I. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Well, listen, where's the hypnotist? You know what I mean? You got to hypnotize yourself. Maybe
Yeah,
you have.
she's been out. She had a couple of health issues, so she's been out for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So but she'll be back.
She's had it with you. So the hypnotist dumped you. Dory is right on the edge. She's on the verge of dumping you, and they don't realize how close they are to success because it's got to be cool up north.
Right.
Right. Connecticut must be cool now.
Oh, it's getting there. It's in the 70s, so it's still a little. Yeah.
So 50 at night.
Yeah, probably like that. The window's open. Yeah, I have to use a little bit of a blanket. Yeah.
Well, a little bit of a blanket, huh?
Yeah.
You really.
I know.
You're partying now, huh?
I know. I broke down to use a blanket.
So that film crew came at 3:00.
3:00. So everybody knows my wake up time is 3:30. Bed gets made perfect before you leave the room. I had to reprimand the young man, Ryan Phillips, because he kind of threw the sheets like he wanted to make the bed. I said, okay, let's do it, but you got to do it properly. And he just kind of half-assed it a little bit, so I had to reprimand him to get it done properly. Yeah,
he's got a healthy ego for him to even think that he could make a bed in front of you of all people. I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, like to do it halfway.
No, let me tell you something. You would have been easy as a parent. My father was like that with the lawnmower. So he gave me the lawnmower and he says, "Hey, mow the lawn." And it was back in the day where you had like the electrical extension cord.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't paying attention. I ran right over the cord. Right, jolted myself. Sparks flying. Yeah, and you guess, but the answer to the question is, I never mowed the lawn again.
That's true.
He was so mad at me. He says, "Oh, you can't mow the lawn," right away. And I didn't mind that negativity. I said, "Oh, okay, I can't mow the lawn. That's great." And then when I bought a house, I had a gardener, and it wasn't until I didn't start mowing my own lawn, I found it very therapeutic once I did it. But I was in my 40s and I started to mow my lawn. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Oh, I had hired a groundskeeper or landscaper, whatever you want to call it.
Groundskeeper, yeah. What do you live in, a stadium?
I know, yeah, totally. And I thought to myself after, I said, my father would roll over in his grave because they never hired anybody to do anything. They did everything themselves. And he was that perfectionist where you looked at the lawn, the lines were like perfectly straight, the same distance apart.
Oh my God.
So I went back to doing it. My poor boys, though, I would never let them cut the grass. And one time my youngest Cody wanted to cut the grass. And of course, it's the first time he did it, right? So there are no lines. It's like all over the place, grass not getting cut in some spots and everything. That was the last time he cut the grass too. Maybe he had a plan too. Maybe he says, "Listen, I'm going to screw this up really bad."
Yeah, psychologically, that was the answer with my dad. Just fail at it, and then he would do it himself.
I was wondering about that with the electric lamp with the extension cord. You run over top of it. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no problem there.
Yeah. So are you pretty much you're a do-it-yourself guy now, though, right? Like you fix.
I am. Yeah. I fix everything. I knock the walls down. I really. A friend of mine, my buddy Dave, always, his father used to tell us, "Don't be afraid of it." So whether it was like a screw gun, a hammer, a nail, that was his expression. Wires, electrical work.
Right.
You know, don't be afraid of it. And so as a result, in the back of my mind, I'm always hearing that. So yeah, I started rehabbing condos and houses with my buddy Dave. Oh. And he is hilarious. He's a black belt in karate, this guy, right? So he's got that edge. And then he's got a little bit of too much negativity, right? So I'm constantly breaking his chops and we have some fun. But I've seen him throw like a hammer through a door, because of whatever happens. It's just
let's go back. So he's negative and you're Mr. Positive. Like, do you tolerate that, or do you try to change his mentality?
Oh no, I just break his chops.
Oh, okay.
I positively break his balls. You know what I mean? It's just that simple.
Does he understand what's going on?
He loves it. Oh yeah, he loves it. He laughs, and it just tells me to go F myself or something. I know him, Jesus, since I was like 17 years old. So I know him a long time. Right. And I even took him on tour with Aerosmith. Great guy. Right. So, the crew would always like break chops that, he's supposed to be the security guy. He never beat up anybody. Oh. Okay. But because he didn't have to, a good security guy doesn't have to get into a fight. Right. He's just there. Right. So it was like the last show of the tour and some guy jumps on stage and that was a no-no. That's like somebody stepping in a locker room, stepping on the logo. Right. So if a fan jumps on stage, that's bad. So guy jumps on stage and I see Dave whoosh, sweeps across the stage, body slams him into the pit, like, 4 feet down into the security pit.
Oh,
Yeah. And then like the band was like, oh, that's because we were breaking his chops all the time. It was
right.
so funny. Yeah. Yeah. He finally lost it. Great,
Yeah,
great
I saw.
stuff.
I saw a great video recently, and I guess I saw it before too. Joe Rogan said it, and some other motivational speakers that you don't want to be a gentleman. You should be a dangerous man, but have it under complete control, right?
Right.
Like your
Right.
buddy Dave there, he didn't have to beat anybody up because everybody could tell that I'm not messing with him. Right?
Yeah. He's a little off.
Yeah.
He's a little off. Yeah. It's the truth though. You want to, yeah. Well, you want to have confidence, you know,
Yep.
That's I think growing up, part of the thing there for growing up is one of the ways to gain confidence is by studying a martial arts or
Yes.
by doing weightlifting or getting in shape, and then you start to feel a little better about yourself. Let's say, I don't know how prevalent bullying is nowadays, but certainly when I was growing up, especially in the Bronx, bullying was very popular. And and I was a kid who I hung out with my grandfather, so I was like into positivity. When you're positive, you're smiling. So I'd walk around with a smile on my face. They'd be like, "Oh, what are you so happy about?" And then break your chops.
That is true. I was at the golf tournament the other day. I was walking in. Guy working at Westchester Country Club, an older gentleman. I stopped and talked to him a little bit. We're having fun, joking around. Then on my way out, he was standing there again. And I guess I'm still smiling and everything. He says, "Why are you so happy all the time?"
Why not?
Love
right?
life,
yeah. Why not? Might as well beat the alternative.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's you know what I'm saying? So you might as well be happy.
Part of the reason I asked you about your buddy, the Davis, the negative guy. So it's just interesting that you really didn't remove him from your life because he's negative. You just don't accept his negativity. That's
I'm just there to constantly remind him that there's an alternative. That's
right.
That's and as a result, we talk less. We talk less. Listen, because sometimes negative people, they have to vent. You know what I mean? They're used to venting. It's like a steam valve, that negativity, and easily enough, just about everybody could be negative. There's a ton of people that are out there that are negative.
Absolutely.
There aren't as many people that are walking around smiling, just happy that I'm happy I wake up.
Yeah. I saw an interesting video with Selma Hayek speaking. I never viewed her as a motivational speaker, but she was like really a pretty interesting presentation. It was a short video, but she was talking about how, so if you speak a different language than me and you insult me in that different language and I don't understand it, I don't get insulted because I don't speak that language. So it's almost like that, just like the negativity. You don't listen to the words can't. You don't listen to the words, oh, that's pretty good for an old man or something like that. You just don't, those words aren't part of our vocabulary. Yeah.
No, not at all. I'm doing stuff that's just good. I don't really take into consideration the age factor.
Oh, I know. I never say to myself, that's pretty good for an old man.
Right. Yeah. Well, it just is. You know what I mean? If you're looking at it that way, if somebody's looking at it that way, like, my grandfather used to tell me, you're as old as you feel.
Yeah.
And he lived into his 90s.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So my grandmother, I mean, my grandparents, 3 out of 4 lived into their 90s. Yeah. So
we really need Ira. God, you're going so well. We were saying nice things with nice cans on. It's Selma, for instance, for first, and nice cans. What is wrong with you?
Oh my God.
I
think he got confused with Lipton soup. So Lipton soup planted the cans, the soup cans in his mind. And Ira he'll be okay.
I know he's trying to flirt with Dory, and then he's making comments like that.
That's going to go a long way. Let me tell you something.
Dory may be the same before. Well, this guy's a really confident man. He's asking me to get married right away. Now you come up with this statement like nice cans. Like she's sitting there going, "What a pervert."
Let me just share something with you, okay? She's got about 225,000 fans on TikTok or followers or whatever they are, and it's all guys, and they're all saying that stuff like Ira. Ira's like one of 225,000 people that say "marry me" and do this and do that.
But we thought like on the show we could give him a little boost and maybe he could jump to the top of the pile there. But after that,
he's kind of blowing it.
Yeah, nice can.
Yeah, no good. No good. Newsflash: none of us are God's gift to women. Okay, and I think as long as you no matter what shape you're in, how old you are, what your story is, and all of that, like there's a lot of guys out there. So acting like that doesn't work.
Yeah, right. Nice cans. Hey, Dory, let's get married. Hey, nice cans.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. She'll hit him in the head with a freaking soup can.
I make my own soup,
I'm no surprise, of course. Why not, right?
What's interesting? This woman, this Cielo. Yes, it was Cielo. It was here yesterday. Very positive. Like I was bragging. I have a bar in my kitchen that I made by myself, and she says, Now, why do you think you brag about that all the time? Like, but it's really like in a positive way, like, because I'm proud of the fact that I did something for myself. And I guess it really shows. I guess I've just always done it as being a smart ass. And people come over and say, I built that bar.
Yeah.
And she was good, like analyzing why the mentality.
You're proud of it because it's something outside of your, I mean, just even guys who cooking, the fact that you cook, I like to cook, for no other reason than I enjoy it.
Yeah. Alicia, you're back, Alicia. You're back. Okay. What soup do you make, Tom? What the recipe? Yes, you'll get it. So I make my own broth. So I roast up all kinds of vegetables, peppers, onion, garlic, tomatoes, even put them in just a pan and roast up, or else do it in my air fryer if I want to make a smaller batch. Put it in the blender. If you want to add apple cider vinegar or something like that. So that's my broth. And then I'll just get like a chicken or put chickpea pasta. So like a soup. Yeah, very healthy. Yes. Same as my ketchup too. My ketchup was a big hit yesterday too. And I did brag about that. Yes. My homemade ketchup.
How the hell do you do that?
So so in regular ketchup, they put high fructose.
Yeah,
corn
fructose. Yeah, it's all sugar. Right.
So very bad for you, right?
Disgusting. Yep.
Right. So I roast up my peppers, tomatoes, garlic. I really saute a lot the onions. So everything gets sweetened up when you roast them. So that amount gives me the sweetness for the ketchup. Then I put in capers, which is actually a fruit. I didn't know it was a fruit, but it's obviously that gives you the sodium taste to it. And you can buy, there's different types of capers, different levels of sodium, because they are high in sodium. Obviously it's a natural sodium, but there are different levels. So if you check the label to see what that is. And then put, if I've got scallions or cilantro, whatever. So I put that all in the pan, saute it up good, throw in the blender, blend that all up. And then I'll add a can of crushed tomatoes and maybe some tomato paste. And you get your ketchup. So and again, you can season it the way you want with different foods to make it what you want. So it's good.
That sounds delicious. Okay.
No, you just said that like you didn't really mean that. You just said like.
No, I did. Because I'm thinking about it. I was actually paying attention to you. Listen to me. Look, see, already you're negative. Look at that. Right away, you're saying, "Oh, this moron doesn't like."
What?
He doesn't get. No, that's okay. Don't apologize. I don't. No, stop with the empathy. Okay.
Really? Oh. Actually, Jackie Long, because we did a show one time talking about my lack of empathy, and
my God,
I sent a text to Jackie the other day to see how she was feeling, and I guess I responded in a kind, caring way. And she goes, "Oh, see, you do have empathy."
Yeah, there you go. Of course you do. But anyway, listen, because I stopped having ketchup. I don't really like ketchup. I have Cholula, which is a spicy. It's better than Tabasco sauce. It's very, very good. Anyway, that's what I put on everything. So I stopped using ketchup. I'll use.
Yeah, ketchup's terrible for you.
Yeah. So I definitely don't have ketchup. And a steak I have once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a nice steak, but I have it once every 2 weeks because look, there's a lot of friends of ours who's getting open heart surgery, who's getting valves changed, who's getting stents and all this other stuff. And I'm trying to make that one of my yets.
Isn't that interesting, right? Because it's the education of what bad foods are, what they do to you. That's a big part of eating properly, understanding what the bad foods are, like hot dogs, for example.
Yeah, no good.
People love hot dogs, but man, they're terrible for you. All the bad fats,
But then once in a while, there's a dirty water dog, and you just say, "Well, for."
But the good thing is, when you eat healthy, and then when you have a bad food like that, you feel terrible after you have it, right? Because you're used to eating healthy food.
Little bit, yeah. Well, hot dog, a good. I mean, I'm not going to have a hot dog every day. You know what I'm saying? It's even. I might have had one. I don't know, 8 months ago, whatever. It might have been 8 months ago.
There's chicken dogs out there. There's a lot of different things you can have.
Yep. Well, you got to eat healthy. Yeah. Eat healthy. You have to drink. I drink a lot of water, 2 liters a day.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, that's what I do. It's filtered water. And
how many ounces is 2 liters? Do you know?
Oh, listen, I'm not a chemist.
Probably like 100 ounces or something like that.
It's a lot. It's 2 jogs to the bathroom. Okay, that's how much water it is.
You say that there's different people. I've seen different studies. They say like an ounce for every pound you weigh is how much water you're supposed to have.
Oh my! Oh really?
A lot of water.
Well, 2 liters. I just.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good for it.
Luckily, I don't need Flomax or whatever they're giving to guys.
Amino energies too. I have my amino energy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how good amino acids are for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I do all of that. Yes.
You do your little lemon thing, right?
The lemon thing, yeah, that alkalizes your pH factor. Right. So yeah, that's fantastic. I do that in the morning.
That fights cancer, right?
That's what they say. Yeah. I mean, look, it depends on the studies. The thing about all of the things that we're doing is there's a study
Yeah.
pro and con, and then you have to find out who wrote the study.
Yes.
So
very true.
obviously, a lot of places that are selling, prescription drugs, well,
Yeah.
they're going to knock all the stuff that I do or you do or anybody does, and that's their prerogative. So I'm saying that it works for me. I have a couple of friends. I suggested they try it. They love it. They like the way they feel. If I don't have it, I didn't have it for 3 days because I was visiting a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know. I felt different. What am I
Yeah.
going to tell you? So it's very good, and I love that. I love it because you alkalizes your pH, and that works for me. And then I take supplements. I take curcumin. I with bioperine. The bioperine lets you absorb it.
You drink ginger? You put ginger in your diet a lot?
I love ginger.
Right.
Ginger, absolutely.
That's very healthy for you too.
Yeah,
I think.
you get the raw ginger, you boil it in water, you put a little apple cider vinegar, you throw some lemon in there, stir it around,
Yeah.
and that's a hell of a drink.
I put a juicer, so I juice up my ginger.
Yeah.
And I do a shot of that liquid turmeric that's got curcumin in it as well.
Yeah.
So I have a shot of that every day.
Yeah, the turmeric is fantastic. Turmeric with curcumin. Most of these places combine that too, and then they put bioperine, which is a black pepper that helps your body absorb everything.
Yeah, that is the thing about curcumin. They say that it's hard to be digested in your body unless you have black pepper in there. Yeah.
And what does that do for you? That starts your circulation going. So you want your that's going to move your circulation. So if you move your circulation, now you're gonna be able to sweat out a lot of the toxins.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll go I try at least once a week, only because I don't have one in my own house right now. But I'll do the infrared sauna, because the infrared sauna, I was in one, I think on Sunday maybe, and I just sweat out all the impurities, and I just
but some of those impurities are in your mind though. Some of those impurities. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but then that I listen to Joe Dispenza, and I try to rewire my mind, change the thinking, change the thought process.
Yeah, you talk about studies, right? And I don't want to stir the pot here, like global warming, for example.
Yes.
So they had the guy that started the Weather Channel on.
Yeah.
And he was debating, saying there's no global warming. I mean, the temperature goes up and down. That's climate change. That's always happened and always will happen. He says global warming, there's no proof that there is actually global warming or that we cause it if there is any. And then the interviewer asked, he said, well, there's like 187 out of 190 scientists all say that that's the case. And he says, yeah, because the government is funding those scientists. They want to get their money, and the government will benefit from all these new laws that they're passing for global warming to fix the climate up. So it's pretty interesting that, everybody's like, oh no, 187 of 190 scientists all say it's true. He says, yeah, because they're all getting paid by the government. He was very, very compelling argument from a guy that obviously knows the weather pretty good. So
yeah. Well, when people tell the truth about some stuff, and look, there's an opinion for everything, right? Yeah. That's what our country's now has become. I would like to see I want to see somebody unify the country, the world, the towns, and move forward.
Yeah.
Every time you get now, who just sent you something?
So the two, I don't know what it is, because Alicia and Dory seem to have some really interesting comments. Maybe because I just don't see them that often. So detoxing them is important for longevity.
Well, there you go. Okay, tag teaming us. We're on it. Thank you.
What's going on for the weekend? Anything planned? Going boating? Going out in the kayak? Anything?
I'm going to try to kayak. Yeah, kayak. Let's see. What do we got? Yeah, I'm going to sunscreen. Absolutely. I'm definitely sunscreening, Tom. That will not happen to me again. But I am going to kayak, and kayaking obviously down here is a trip, because you got the dolphins, and you make sure you got to know the difference between a dolphin and a shark down here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Is there a lot of sharks in the water there?
Yeah, there are sharks in the water everywhere. But yeah, there are sharks. I don't really.
That's typically where sharks are, right? In the water, right?
Huh?
That's typically where sharks are, in the water.
In the water, yeah. There's a lot of sharks in the water. Well, I mean the water around here. Usually you think the sharks are in the ocean, but now they're in the Gulf. They're in the Gulf of Mexico, which is on the West Coast where I am. I did, and I got to send the video. The cool thing, and one of the other cool things about the Ringo event, his concert on Saturday, is that I woke up on the East Coast and I saw the sun rise. So I took video of the sun rising, and then I drove across what they call Alligator Alley. There's a road 75. They call it Alligator Alley. You're trapped on it for about an hour and a half. And I got to the West Coast, and I saw the sun set at the end of the day. Cool. So I have that video, and that I got to tell you, that was a magical day, as you like to say. Magic. It was a magical day because I saw both, and that's like something that really settles me and makes me feel a lot smaller than
Isn't it interesting
my
now
ego
when
allows.
you actually listen to like the studies about the sun and how it affects you, like coming up in the morning, going down at night and everything.
Yeah, it's
Like,
great.
like you sit there and look at it. This woman that was here too, she has me doing this thing where I'm trying to close my eyes in front of the sun.
Yes.
Picture the sun coming into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So stubborn Tom I'm doing it. I'm fighting it, but she's taking me step by step to different things. So, yeah.
Well, that all works. Listen, it's not like she's trying to kill you. So you be a little open-minded. Keep your eyes closed when you're staring at the sun, but open your mind a little bit.
I know.
There, okay?
I'm taking steps towards that.
It's because is it because you haven't thought of that on your own? Is that
I think that's part of the issue. So, like intermittent fasting, for example, for years, people told me about it, and then
you invented it, and then you invented it in your freaking brain. What? Explain this to me.
Well, I was like, part of it is like, I'm Tom Laidlaw. I don't need to do intermittent fasting. This stuff's for everybody else kind of mentality. I think that's part of it. There's no question. And then enough people have told me about it. And then Mark Puttenvink, who have on his show, really, he's really into it about the autophagy and everything. Mm-hmm. So we were spending some time together with a swim across the Hudson that the SEALs did. So we were sitting around waiting for these guys swim across around the barge. He started explaining it to me. So now I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe there is a real science here to it, So I tried it. But yeah, I'm stubborn with that. It's just like, oh.
So it works. You like the fasting?
Oh, love the fasting. Yes, I think it's a great way to control your body fat. I really do believe in how it regenerates the cells in your body and your brain. I even think I read about it too, and said like I used to wear glasses. I was nearsighted, so I had to have glasses for driving and watching hockey games. And since I started doing the intermittent fasting, I don't wear glasses anymore. I just my eyesight's better. And people start saying, "Come on, Tom, that's not true." But I did read up on it that they say intermittent fasting, because it regenerates the cells throughout your body, including your eyes, can help with your eyesight.
So, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, now you got my attention, huh?
Yeah, I know. Wow. Well, it is like, again, I know you're kind of making fun of me a little bit. I appreciate it, but
I'm not. Listen. What? Oh, wait.
About opening up my mind.
Oh, open your mind. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm breaking your shoes there. Yeah.
I've gotten much better at that. Opening my mind. Choked it. But yeah, no question. Okay, here's another one from Alicia. We got another name here.
Oh my God.
A little bit of information. Great Gaia TV. I've heard of that Gaia TV. That's just like yours.
Oh, demystifying the global warming theory. There you go. So Gaia TV, you've heard of that, Tom?
Yeah, I have heard of that. I can look at that sometime.
As soon as you think you invented it, then you'll use it. Now I'm breaking your chops.
Just right now, just to say, oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard.
Exactly.
I've heard. Greg Biden has a documentary explaining the natural cycles of the Earth, demystifying the global warming theory. Oh, very cool. And you know what they do now? So there's what do they call it? Climate change. Mm-hmm. Which is a proven fact. You look back in history, all the times the ice ages and all that kind of stuff. So that's a fact. But now they're trying to combine climate change with global warming. They're two separate issues. Global warming is the globe is warming and we're doing damage to the globe and it can't be reversed. And we're wants to do it. That's the distinction. That's my understanding. But,
yeah. I think we should be mindful of pollutants. Okay. Be mindful of pollutants. Yeah. Be mindful of what you're throwing into the ocean. There's like, God, look at this. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean. You should be mindful of what you're throwing into the ocean. Right. Things like that. I think it's very important.
There's a great picture during the pandemic. A few months into the pandemic, they had a picture of Los Angeles before the pandemic and the smog hanging over the city. And then people stopped driving because of the pandemic. And another picture, and the smog was gone.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. The pandemic. The one thing about it was that it was good to clean up a lot of the smog across the country. I mean, there was definitely less pollutants.
Yeah, we're right back at it again, though. I mean,
yeah.
But to me, it also showed that it is reversible. I know that's not, there's the ozone up there and all that kinds of stuff, but we can clean up. Like if that's the example, you can clean up. It's just a matter of wanting to do it. We have to give up cars, right?
Well, I mean, look, they have the electrical cars, and then there's some issue with the batteries on the electric cars that are also pollutant. So I don't know the answer. And then you have to be careful. I readily don't know the answer. Okay. So then I have to be careful with who I listen to and what their agenda is.
Right.
And that seems to be with anything going on in this, in society.
Totally true. I did pollute the ocean.
Is that your phone now? Oh my God. So the person that called me is calling you now, huh?
They couldn't get through to you, so they called me. Yeah. Yeah, I did pollute the ocean.
It might be Dory. She might be in the middle of a session.
But I did pollute the ocean. But that's a natural. That's right. That's a natural. I got pooped. That's a natural thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
That's
the tilapia, right? The tilapia fish. That's the one that eats all the garbage on the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, is that
So
right? Tilapia does? Oh,
listen, that's why it's always on sale. If you go to a restaurant, what's your special? Oh, we have a beautiful tilapia. There is no beautiful tilapia fish, okay?
see, I
Because that
didn't
eats
know that.
all the
Oh,
crud on the bottom. Please, if I
oh.
can make one message and let the tilapia farmers of the world unite against me, do not have tilapia, tilapia, whatever the hell
I
it's
did not
called.
know that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, now you know it. Don't eat that food. This is
Well, same thing
delicious.
with hot dogs. Don't eat hot dogs. All the
I
hot
know
dogs.
hot dogs, no tilapia.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
lots of other foods out there. Get a chicken dog or something like that, or a turkey dog.
Chicken dog. There you go.
Chicken dogs at Costco.
Well, they say if you see how sausage is made, you won't eat
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I
Okay, so
know.
they're
See
just
what it's doing to your body too. Same thing with soda. Oh my God.
well, yeah, soda's no good for you.
I know,
Sorry.
but still, look at these. Still, people are drinking it all the time. I've got to be careful too, because when I'm like at the golf event the other day, these girls working for the Rangers were talking about what they were eating. And one young girl, she's like 22 years old, whatever. She says, "Oh, I just had a hot dog." And I'm bad because now I have to fight. Like now I start to lecture her. Like,
Yeah. Well, you can't listen to kids. Yeah. The only thing I do with the lecturing to the kids is no drugs and as little drugs and alcohol as possible. Okay. I'm not going to, you can't prevent anybody from doing anything,
yeah,
but I will tell you that, you know what, the less you drink and certainly the less you do drugs, the better off you are,
yeah.
you know, and if you take care of yourself, I'd rather do, look, I've been on both sides of the coin. Okay. When I'm touring with bands and whatnot, you're definitely not towing the line on anything, because that's all about excess when you're out there. But I feel much better that not doing that stuff.
Where are you at on marijuana? Like some people think marijuana, if done properly, not overdoing it, can be very healthy for you too, right?
I don't know enough about it. All I can tell you is that when I did marijuana as a kid, you know, and on tour, nothing really good came out of that. I mean, I'll tell you another thing, Tom, quite frankly, like you hear about this stuff about taking mushrooms, psilocybin.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
When I was a kid, it was magic mushrooms. Okay. Yeah. Magic mushrooms and ketamine, special K.
Yeah.
That was animal tranquilizer. Okay. Yeah. And back in like 1980, people were snorting that. They were taking this liquid, throwing it in a pan, making white powder out of it, and they would snort it, and they'd go on these trips and whatnot. So now, coincidentally, for whatever reason, there's a train of thought that all of that is healthy for you. You know, is in expanding your mind or dealing with trauma and PTSD and all of that. And I'm not, once again, that's where I defer to the scientists. So who knows? That's where I am on it. Is read, you know, and who's to say that somebody who is anxious, has ADHD or whatever it might be, that smoking pot, you know, I don't know what kind of pot they're even, it's got to be medicinal pot, I guess.
Yeah, there's all different grades and levels of pot and everything. Yeah. My son actually works for a cannabis company out of Toronto called Kronos. He's the director of investor relations there. So he's really had to educate himself on product. And he's really got on, his opinion is that, again, like anything else, if it's done properly in moderation, can be very healthy for you.
Right.
Like all the cannabis products, like CBD. A friend of mine out in La Jolla, California, has a CBD shop. Her son was epileptic and had all kinds of medications. She took him off the medication, put him on CBD, and he's fine. So,
well, so then it works for them. Yeah, God bless them. So, like I said, for me, I defer to the scientists, and then I got to wonder what who's writing the reports, right? Yeah, you know, who's writing the reports.
Yeah, and it's like they're always going to have different opinions, right? People are going to just like maybe older people are more of a bias against marijuana products because that is kind of a taboo thing back then. And now it's more of a accepted thing. So,
well, think about it. Some people spent 20 years in jail. For getting caught with marijuana, and now everybody's smoking it. So I mean, that's a mixed message, right?
So that's a great question, right? So somebody committed a crime. It was a crime back then. They get put in jail. Now it's no longer a crime in certain places. Should they still be in jail? I guess they broke the law.
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that one either. That's another good one. These are. Yeah.
I don't have answers to your questions.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's like the adage, you know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
Right. You know, is that true? You know,
that's not good.
And then somebody else says you could learn something new every day. You could learn something new every day.
Totally.
But you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So like, what the hell?
So I do not agree with that statement. Old dogs can be taught new tricks. They can be taught not to bark too. We can teach them not to bark.
They can be taught not to.
All right, so we've got an hour here. Great job. Great to see you again.
Always.
Very informative.
Always.
Good hanging out with Ringo Starr. That's pretty cool. You're hanging out with Ringo Starr.
Well, I mean, from a distance, you
Yeah,
know,
but still.
he wasn't. He was in a bubble. He was in a COVID bubble. But
So
yes,
they're
he
very,
was.
like you're saying before the show, they're very cautious about COVID and stuff.
Most bands, most acts now that are traveling are very cautious. They actually test a minimum of once a week, all of the crew and everything. There's only a certain amount of people that get backstage to meet with them. There's no more backstage meet and greet. You know, it's very, very cautious. Certainly with Ringo, he's 82 years old. They're playing for 2.5 hours. He leaves the stage for about maybe 20, 30 minutes to do whatever. And then at the end of the show, he's doing jumping jacks. So anybody out there that's our age or a little bit younger or whatever, Ringo Starr, you see him. He's on tour right now, and he's whipping across the country.
Yeah. All right. So again, I think it's worth saying every show. We do say it every show. The National Suicide Hotline, the new line is about a month now, is 988. And I know Rich feels the same way as I do. Listen, we are not doctors, but if anybody needs any help or guidance, we can steer you in the right direction. You can contact us. So stay safe. If you see somebody that you think may harm themselves, go up and befriend them. Maybe if you don't know them, help them out. A lot of times it's just somebody feeling like nobody cares about it too. So
yeah. Just remember, you're not alone. That's all. And it definitely ask for help. The stigma. Let's get rid of the stigma.
Yes, exactly. Right. Talk about it.
Yep.
We do. We talk too much, but that's another story altogether.
There you go. All right. I will talk to you later. Be good, buddy. Get in touch with Dory.